I know this joke has been made before, but it's time to reach Japan. Inazuma is a collection of islands closed off from the rest of Teyvat by a giant ocean. Now technically I could get over there the illegal way, but we are law-abiding citizens, except when we aren't. You should know the gist by now. Essential days, bam! On to the video. With the help of Beidou and Kazuha, we enter a tournament whose grand prize is the powerless vision left behind by Kazuha's friend, or passage to Inazuma. Since the vision is of no use to us, being the main character and all, we set sail, meeting Toma at the docks. We find a way to get permission to visit the rest of the island, stopping at our newest statue to obtain Electro Traveler, which we immediately replace with Animo again. Why? Because Electro Traveler sucks. We eventually make our way to Inazuma City and spend several days exploring. Since Inazuma is made of several islands, the plan is to explore one completely and move on to the next. I also made a change to my current team. Throughout this series, Kaya has been our sub-DPS, but since Inazuma has a lot of electro-based mechanics, Fischl will be taking his role. This serves one other purpose. I pulled Nouvelette in the Chenyu Vale episode, and with him almost built, Fischl will give us better team synergy. Fischl is also a good substitute for who I intend to take the third slot in my most favorite Genshin Impact team of all time. If you can figure out which character I'm referring to, I'll give you nothing. 1, because I can't. 2, because if someone does guess correctly, I'll be overcome with shock that someone actually commented on one of these videos. This is the 4th entry in the Genshin 100% series, and only one person has commented on any of them. Vova, I salute you. Also, during this exploration spree, I traveled to Sumeru to activate a waypoint. This will allow me to easily farm the materials needed for a character I'll be pulling for real soon. Up next, we pull our first Layla, then do some quest progression with Ayaka and Yoimiya, which is the best time to explain Inazuma's current predicament. The Vision Hunt Decree. The Tenryou Commission is confiscating visions from everyone in Inazuma. I'm sure that won't have any major ramifications. Oh. Never mind. This is the Raiden Shogun, Archon of Inazuma, and with her sights now set on us as disruptions to eternity, Toma tells us to flee from Narukami Island to Kanazuka Island in search for the army resisting the Shogun's decree. That same day, we also got our first Goro as an event reward. Day 242, we stopped to play some Wind Trace, and also to the following day, I obtained 2 new 5 stars. Tainari, the standard Dendro unit, as well as that character I started farming for, my favorite character in the game, Wanderer, a strong DPS thanks in part to the swirl reaction, but most importantly, he can fly, the first Genshin character capable of traversing the sky without the need for a lousy wind glider. Of course, basically every Natlan character now beats him in terms of speed and traversal. As for why he's my favorite, his character arc is one part. The main reason, though, is because he was the first limited-time 5-star I ever pulled. He's been with me almost since the beginning of my Genshin journey, so I simply had to get him once I learned he was having a rerun at the time. At long last, I'll be retiring Animo Traveler from his lead role on our team, which means I now have 3 out of the 4 units in my most favorite Genshin Impact team of all time. Getting back to the main quest, we meet Goro and Kokomi, leaders of the Resistance. We also meet this guy, don't care. Anyways, we fight the Shogun's army, led by Kujo Sara, coming out victorious. Too bad this is the one and only time we actually see the civil war that's supposed to be going on. We learn the Fatui have been secretly handing out delusions, which give powers similar to visions, but with a bunch of negative side effects. We saw Child use it to obtain electro powers during the Leeway boss fight, but I guess he got the premium version, since he doesn't die from using it like this guy. So that's why I'm supposed to care for him, because he freaking died. Infiltrating the Delusion Factory, we encounter the Balladeer. Look familiar? Although technically this isn't the first time he's shown up in the game. His first appearance was in an event back before I started playing. Wanna learn more? Look it up. The Raiden Shogun's Fox familiar, Yaimiko, helps us escape. With the help of her and the ninja Sayu, we learn more about the Tenryo Commission and how it's been infected by the Fatui.
None can contend with the supreme power of the almighty Raiden Shogun and the Muso no Hitotachi.
After convincing Kujo Sara that her clan has betrayed Inazuma, we have our fated confrontation with the Shogun and Signora of the Fatui. Say what you will about Hoyo and how they treat Genshin, but this moment has got to be the worst. I mean, can you imagine how much money they would have made off Signora banners?
I challenge you to a duel before the throne!
Proceed. A lesson on Harbinger power and elegance? As you wish. Go in!
Unsightly insects!
Testament, light it up!
Bow your head.
Into the frozen void. Why do they never miss? Shoot. Everybody stand back! Let's lock!
Silence!
You've got some nerve laying your hands on me! Lay waste to frozen shell and witness my suffering. In fires of sin and retribution, your soul will be incinerated.
Bow your head.
By royal decree, let immolation, a cherished habit, do you feel it? Teamwork is dreamwork!
settle down.
So strong, but how? I am a Snezhnayan diplomat. You know what happens if you lay a finger on me, I swear. If you strike me, I will make sure. The Fatui will make sure that your precious Inazuma... Stop! I order you! And you! Filthy rats! All of you! You are the enemy of eternity. But as the victor, I acknowledge your honor. Therefore, I shall allow you to leave Tenshukaku alive.
There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow.
Shortly after this, Kazuha parries the Shogun's boob sword, somehow using his friend's powerless vision. We are then dragged into another fight with Raiden, but this time, we've got the power of friendship, baby! Peace can now exist in Inazuma, with the Vision Hunt and Sakoku Decree abolished, and the Shogun rethinking her view of eternity. And of course, not only is the Electro-Gnosis now in the hands of the Fatui, but we've learned nothing about our sibling. With the main quest complete, there was still a bunch of character quests and even more exploration to complete. Over 70 days left before the region is finished. So, to prevent the rest of this video from being a dopamine fever dream, I'll go over some of the highlights. We uncover a Fatui plot involving shinobi and shrine maidens. Day 255, I finally returned to the Spiral Abyss, clearing floors 7 and 8, unlocking floors 9 through 12, which refresh regularly. Because of this, I'm not going to go over every time I clear any of these floors. Also, I'm simply not going to clear them all every time, because I simply won't be able to with the characters I have. That same day, we also pull the first Razor on this account. Over the next several days, we complete the long quest to cleanse Tatarasuna. We then move on to Yashiori Island, where we have to quickly remove the endless lightning before we...
How amusing.
And then, on day 267, I've got to fight this guy, the local legend, before local legends were actually a thing. Moving on to the next island, Watatsumi, the best looking of the bunch. For now, let's just ignore the fact that it has the remains of an entire civilization sealed underneath it. We'll get there in the next episode. Day 280, we pull our next limited 5-star, the Great Hydro Archon, Lady Farina. Great damage and healing through a changeable skill, and additional buffs with her burst. And she comes with 2 more awesome abilities. She can swap between Numa and Osea, one of Fontaine's mechanics. And lastly, she can walk on water. She is a character made specially for Fontaine, which makes sense because, you know. Speaking of Fontaine, I made another stop there to unlock 2 more waypoints in order to farm the materials needed for leveling her. The following day, A standard banner pull gives us the primordial jade-winged spear. Man, they really didn't think about these long names. Anyway, this weapon will be important for a character that'll come up later in this series. But for now, Hu Tao will get some good use out of it. Day 285, we move on to Seirai Island, which looks like this. Not the most hospitable place in Inazuma, but we managed to make it just a little bit better during the world quest in this area. Also cats. We like the cats. 10 days later, we reach the final island, Surumi Island, which is definitely the weirdest of them all. Complete with fog, ghosts, weird terrain, ruins, and an infuriating 3-day cycle that changes chests and enemy spawns. There's also this dog. Anyways, I eventually finished the weird world quest with this kid and explore the entire island, minus a chest or two because of that stupid 3-day cycle thing, but I do get them eventually. And with that, all that's left are the story quests and hangout events, starting off with the Raiden Shogun's first quest on day 308. Just a relaxing day out with A, until Inazuman politics ruin the fun. Next, we spend some time with Kokomi back in Watatsumi. Then, Toma's hangout, followed by Arataki Ito's quest. Ayaka's brother, Ayato, comes next, as we help him deal with some more Inazuman politics. Sayu gets some more time to shine in her hangout, then I head back to Liyue to hang out with Beidou. On day 317, while I was completing an event in Fontaine, I accidentally collected one of the hydroculi in the region off camera. It's not that big a deal, but I figured I should mention it just in case one of you is methodically keeping track of everything I collect and notice I missed it in the future. If you are that person, thank you for your dedication. But also, why? I'm doing this series specifically so you don't have to. Moving on from that, we spend some time with Kazuha, learning about Inazuman swords, and even meeting a talking sword, which in the end we get to keep for a decent 4-star weapon. The following day is devoted to Goro's hangout event, with the last 2 story quests coming next. Yai Miko's quest and A's second quest. Miko drags us into the bizarre world of Teyvat's novel industry. The Raiden Shogun's quest is a lot more complicated. The sacred Sakura tree is in danger, so we go to help A deal with it. We learn from her and some ghosts that 500 years ago, Inazuma was plagued by monsters, while A and her sister Makoto were in Enkanmiya. Makoto was the original Electro Archon, with A taking her position in secret afterwards. Raiden sealed what was left of her sister under the sacred Sakura. We head there only to find the Shogun puppet, which A used to govern Inazuma. It believes A is an enemy, since it was programmed to believe in A's former views of eternity, which have now changed. We are forced out of Makoto's consciousness, but with Miko's help, we manage to return after centuries have passed within it. A and the Shogun have their final duel, and Makoto gives her a seed which grows into the sacred Sakura, because Raiden planted it in the past, somehow? Whatever. It's a fun quest, and gives us another weekly boss. And lastly, to finish this region off, we complete Heizo's hangout event. Inazuma is now finished. Technically, we still have Enkanmiya to check out, which we will get to in the next episode, alongside Liyue's Chasm region. There will also be another, smaller region that I'm going to explore before then. Simply put, it's related to the big Genshin summer event. I won't spoil any more for those unfamiliar. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.